You're muted.
Yeah, I just
There we
figured
go.
that out. I just figured that out. How you doing, man? Welcome to the NFL Sunday Morning Show on the Hardcore Sports Network. It's been a while on the Sunday Morning Show for me. So, how you doing, man? Long time
Very,
no see.
very good, Mitch. How are you today?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Ready to talk some football. And apparently, Namagat Sue announced his retirement yesterday. And
Yep.
I was like, oh, wow. And
Right.
hey, Luke Rush is here. What is up, Bo?
Hey, what's up,
Bo.
guys? Sorry, I'm a little
What-
late. I had to restart my computer.
No, you're good. I actually had it scheduled for 10:30, and I'm like, wait, huh? I don't know. I'm losing my mind today. But yeah, Nabakatsu announced his retirement. James, what do you think about that?
Honestly, I didn't know he was still active. So
Right.
I guess he must have been in like a supplemental role on a roster somewhere.
Yeah.
But there's no questioning his peak era when he was at his best. He was dominant, man. People
Yeah.
couldn't even slow him down. But the question to me is not necessarily are people going to remember him off of his peak play, or are they going to remember him stomping on people's ankles after plays were over and taking cheap shots at guys' injuries? So it's a shame. I wish he could have just kept his after play stuff, like just controlled his fury and his anger a hair more. Because man, was that guy a good football player. But
Yeah.
too many times you saw him trying to kick somebody in the nuts or stomping on an ankle or just doing unnecessary stuff to try to hurt somebody after a play or during a play for no reason. And stuff that generally I think most people, but definitely me, I think has absolutely no place in the game.
Yeah.
No questioning his talent, in my opinion, though.
Right.
No, that was the worst part. Is he did stuff like he wasn't an elite guy.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
but he was. I mean, he didn't need to do all of those things. Like he would absolutely come in and wreck plays. But to your point, no one's going to remember his elite level of play. They're going to remember him for all the dirty action that he did. And, it's unfortunate because he was an incredible football player.
And he only has himself to blame for that too. He can't look at somebody and say there's a false narrative about him and how he played during his career. Like it will, I believe, truly be remembered as dominant player, but dirty player at the same time.
Yeah, weirdly, there's like 22 camera angles of that stuff.
Yeah, right. It's like the newest coming.
Oh, that's great. That's funny. But yeah, Namagatsu was NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2010. Three first team All Pro selections and a Super Bowl ring with the Bucks in 2020. And he also earned a place in an All Decade team in 2010. So
he probably would have actually had more all pro bids if he didn't have the dirty play. Because you got to remember that these are voted on things. And so his dirty play would have absolutely kept him out of some of those where he would have got there. Because other players are like, yeah, we're not voting that guy in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that hurts him. And he could have even gone down as one of the better 300-plus pound field goal kickers in the game, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How many teams did he play for? I know he played for my Eagles. I know that. He played for the Bucks.
The Lions for a long time.
Yeah.
I think it was like 5 teams or something like that. Yeah, I'd have to look it up, though.
Yeah, I'm going to look it up. I got you. Yeah, because I'm just curious. Let's see here. He played for the Lions, the Dolphins. Okay, I forgot about that. The Rams, the Bucks, and the Eagles. The last year was actually with the Eagles. Hey. Is he going to retire as an Eagle then? Probably not.
Yeah.
He'll retire as a Lion, I guess.
Was he an Eagle last year? Did he just get a ring?
2022.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, no, it's been a couple of years. But yeah,
Okay.
I mean, you're gonna retire where you get a ring, though.
Yeah. So Tampa Bay. He'll retire with Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
My God. But most of the people know him for his time in Detroit. So for me, I'm like, take with that, right? Take with that.
He might go that route just because I think he played there the longest also.
Yeah.
He's definitely not going in as Miami, since that's where one of his stomping actions was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Either that or that'd be the bust, right? Him like ready to like stomp on somebody. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. He actually played from 2010 to 2014 for the Detroit Lions. And then Miami was 2015 to 2017. He only played for the Rams 1 year in 2018. Played for the Bucks 3 years, and the Eagles 1. He
so
played.
He didn't have any long stretches.
Nah. Actually, it felt longer with Detroit.
Yeah,
It honestly felt longer. Yeah. I thought it was like 7 years or 8, but nope.
Well, that almost guarantees he goes as a Buck then, because
almost guaranteed
3 years, and he won a ring. Like,
yeah. Hey, Tom Brady got him a ring. There you go. He finished with 392 solo tackles, 71.5 sacks in his career. Any interceptions? No. Wait, one. He had one his rookie year. He had one interception his rookie year. Other than that, yeah. Hall of Fame. Is he a Hall of Famer in you guys' eyes, or?
Oh, for
not
sure.
quite. Yeah.
Nah, I would say he gets there. When you're in that like 70 plus sack range, that puts you like, he won't be a first ballot by any means. He'll be one of those guys that it'll be like towards the end of his eligibility, but I would bet that he gets in just because he did disrupt the game so much.
It's a tough one for me, because a lot of times I feel like that depends on number of Pro Bowls and all pros, and a lot of that plays into it, right? And again, I don't want this to be misconstrued as I didn't think he was an elite player, because at his best he definitely was, but 5-time Pro Bowler is kind of borderline. So I'm with Bo. If he gets in, it's not going to be first ballot, because there's going to be way too many guys that he goes up at the same time that are 8-time, 9-time, 10-time Pro Bowlers that are just going to go in front of him.
I think it'll be that Super Bowl ring that helps push him over.
Yeah, and the All-Pros help too. When you have 3 first-team All-Pros and 2 second-teams, that means that every year he was a Pro Bowler, he was not just like a barely Pro Bowler, he was an elite player in the league.
Yeah, you're not a Huntley Pro Bowler like you are that dude. Yeah. The 71 sacks for me is not quite as impressive for a defensive lineman, but it's difficult to judge for an interior defensive lineman, because he truly played on the inside his whole career. Yes.
He wasn't one of those dudes that ever messed around as an edge guy, and the interior guys just don't get anywhere near as much as the edge guys.
Well, and that's why I think he does have that ability to get in, because he was an interior guy. And when you think of how much less space an interior guy has to get around people, and he was double teamed constantly for 8 years of his career, right? I mean, everything you saw on him, if it was a quarterback hurry, they're like, well, yeah, he didn't get the sack because he had 3 dudes on him. You're like, well, I mean, yeah, you're probably not gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what he's going to do now. Is he going to be in the broadcasting, coaching? Where do you think Ndamukong Suh's going to be after this?
He's going to keep doing what he's doing and just making reels on Instagram with his girlfriend or wife or whoever it is.
I haven't seen any of those. I haven't seen any of them.
They used to pop up on my feed all the time.
Oh, wow. So, I don't know what he's going to do. Honestly, I can't see him maybe I can see him as a coach, but not as a broadcaster, in my opinion. I don't see him going that route. So,
no,
he could. He's actually kind of funny.
I got to watch him more.
Well with color commentary. Then usually the players get the color commentary, not the play-by-play. So you never know. Maybe he gets a shot at that. Could be a life coach, right? Telling people how to make better decisions.
I mean, hey.
He could be a karate teacher.
Yes.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Yeah. He could be in the next edition of Cobra Kai. whatever. You can put him in there.
Strike first, strike fast.
Yeah,
That would be hilarious.
that'd be funny.
That was
But
his pop on the field.
yeah. So next up, the Bears GM Ryan Poles just got extended after this very good offseason. Bo, what do you have to say about that?
I mean, they did have a good offseason,
Yeah.
at least on paper. So,
Right.
Oh no.
Bo? Oh, no Bo. No more Bo. Damn. But
I agree with Bo on this. They did have a good offseason. I felt like they brought in the help that they needed on the interior offensive line, and that was a big thing for them. They just didn't have a very good offensive line to protect the quarterback, no matter who the quarterback ended up being. And I feel like Caleb Williams does have potential to really be that dude, but they needed to come in and fortify that line and went out and did so, and aggressively at that. They really went after some guys in free agency to fill up that offensive line route. So now that Bo's back, I'll let him speak his piece on that.
you good, man?
yeah, sorry about that. I hit the little side button on my mouse. Poof, I was gone.
I've done that. I've done that multiple times. Yeah, would you? I'm gonna look up.
Yeah, so I mean, at the same time, who else was out there, right? So I mean, it makes sense. Extend the guy. They made some good moves. They addressed some major issues that they had year over year. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's not for a lack of talent now. Now they have to coach, right? So now you're going to see if the coaching is what they think it can be. But when it comes to putting dudes on the squad, I mean, they've been doing that over the last couple of years. So
Right.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that extension.
No, I am not either. And here's all the moves that the Bears have made. So the first one was Joe Tunney. They signed a couple of guys here. TJ Edwards, that was a big move in my opinion. He was the leading tackle for the Eagles years ago. Kyle Gordon, Casey Keenum. So these are all the moves that they made. So really good offseason. The draft too as well. So
I think the interior offensive line moves in free agency is the thing that really sets them apart. Because when you looked at last year, there was a huge issue with the interior of the offensive line, right? Like they couldn't really seem to block anybody. And they kicked all of their interior offensive line out and brought in new guys. So, I mean, if you ever wanted to see a GM be like, hey, you know what? We have a problem. We're going to address that. I mean, that's the best sign you could have there. So now if those guys can play together, that'll be the real question. But you can't say the effort wasn't there.
No. No, you cannot. You cannot. And I'm actually excited to see how the Bears play this year. Like they're going to be a dark horse for me in this coming up season. So can't wait for that. And now I saw this recently. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. There was like executives, coaches, scouts who were ranking the tight ends, and they put Brock Bowers at number 1.
Whoa.
And I'm like, how? I got the list right here. I got all the rankings right here. So, so scroll down. Brock Bowers is number 1. Kittle at 2. Okay. You got Laporta at 3.
Okay.
You got Trey McBride at 4. Travis Kelce at 5. I don't know about that. Mark Andrews at 6. TJ Hawkinson at 7. You got Isaiah Likely at 8. Dallas Goedert at 9. And Njoku at 10. And honorable mentions are Kincaid, Freiermuth, and Henry, Ingram, and Cole Kmet. So is Brock Bowers the best tight end in football after 1 year?
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Right. I think they're going on potential, my guess. But yeah, I doubt it. For me, I personally won't even put Travis Kelce at 1. I think it took a little bit of a dip.
Yeah.
So who would you guys put at 1? You think? For me, it's not Bowers. It's not
It's an interesting conversation because it does feel like a position that's kind of an old guard and new guard, where you do have some young up and coming dudes who are really looking good. So like Brock Bowers, sure, yeah, he did have a great season.
Yeah.
And if we're being realistic, how many years does Kelsey have left? How much time does Kittle have left? A lot of these dudes that have been this top tier tight end are in their mid 30s and realistically on the decline at this point. So I think it's a little premature, but I think it is a little bit of foreshadowing as to where a list like this in the next couple of years is going to be littered with really young dudes, especially with the talent coming out of college ball at the tight end position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me,
and to your point, like Kelsey's going to be gone, next year after anyway.
Yeah. And Kittle's like 34 or 35 or something.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he's only got a couple of years left, 2-3 probably. So the thing with Powers, though, he had a great season, no question. But also some of that was created because it was the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't
nobody
have
else was there.
Yeah,
nobody else was there.
Throw the ball to. Like you had to throw it to your tight end. You had no protection and no receivers. You're just like, oh yeah, let me just dip this down to my tight end real quick. So yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see what it is they do, especially because they went and got another tight end.
And they got the best running back in the draft too.
Yeah,
Kente, right?
Exactly. So you're going to see his numbers drop. I don't think he's going to be number one. He did have a fantastic year, though. I do think Kelsey's going to come back a little bit. He looked terrible last year, real slow, kind of out of shape. And, based on everything we've seen this offseason, he's spent a lot of time in the gym. He's dropped some weight. That should help him rebound. I think that was, this is the last year of his contract, if I remember right.
Yep.
So this will be it was probably one of those situations where he's like, yeah, I can't go out with what I just left on tape.
Yeah.
So I was surprised to see Hawkinson as far down that list as he is.
Yeah. Where was Hawkinson again? I think it was Kelsey. Yeah. 7. Yeah. Right behind Mark Andrews and ahead of Isaiah Likely.
Yeah, I was a little surprised to see him. I figured he'd be in that 4 or 5 spot.
He was 5 last year, so he dropped 2 spots.
Interesting.
That's So I'm actually going to look here who got ranked. Kittle last year was 2. Sam Laporta went from 4 to 3. So last year was 4. And McBride was an honorable mention, and he jumped up to 4.
Interesting.
Big. Is that accurate?
I feel like he had a big year.
Far? He had a big year last year?
I feel like he did. I heard his name a lot last year.
I'm going to look at his stats.
He did. And not to say he shouldn't be in that top 10 list. He definitely should. I don't know. It seems interesting because you have to scheme against Hawkinson so much to have him slide down the list. But
Yep. So Trey McBride had 111 receptions, 1,146 yards. He only had 2 touchdowns. And so how can you explain that if he had that big of a jump with only 2 touchdowns? I guess over 1,000 yards.
Yards without touchdowns means you're getting right to the goal line and they're handing the ball off or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Or you have a 5'8" quarterback who can't see in the short areas over the middle of the field.
Right.
Or busy playing Call of Duty. But
that's like Saquon, right? All those yards didn't have a ton of touchdowns comparatively because, he had this quarterback that liked to run them in.
I was so mad at that. I was like, just give him the touchdown. He earned it. Just hand it off and let him go. Oh, my God.
It cost him an MVP.
Let's
be honest.
In my opinion,
10 more touchdowns, he would have won an MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by far. It wouldn't even be close.
Yeah.
If that happened. Now we got A.J. Dillon. He's going to get most of the touchdowns in the red zone, I feel like, now. So I'm like, Saquon Barkley's not going to have a lot of touchdowns now. Oh,
So
there
just more
goes
of the
that.
same.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And the fact that the tush push did not get banned, I have a feeling that Nick Sirianni is going to run that a lot. Like, a lot. So he's not going to get a lot of touches in the red zone anymore, Saquon. You can kiss that goodbye. So,
Yeah. If he's being
well,
realistic, he sees the writing on the wall. If it got that close to getting banned, it will eventually get banned. That's just
Yep.
kind of the way things work in the NFL. So, yeah, if I'm him, I'm pounding that button. and,
Yep, just sticking it to him.
Yeah, why not? You know, nobody can stop it. The smart teams went out and got huge defensive tackles to try to stop them.
yeah. And it
And
still
it
hasn't
did
worked.
work. The success percentage did drop.
Oh, it did?
And yeah, there were a couple of teams that actually defended it fairly decently. I mean, it's still a 1 yard QB sneak. Like it's
is.
a high percentage play.
Mhm.
Yeah. Can you imagine if the Eagles get it from 1 yard from their end zone to the other end zone? That would be hilarious. I wonder how long that would take.
It'd take a quarter and a half.
Right? You'd also need all new offensive linemen by the second quarter.
Yeah,
Right?
Absolutely gassed.
yeah.
I'm gonna when I get Madden this year, I'm gonna do that online. I'm gonna do that online and just see if it worked. But yeah, Mark Andrews actually dropped from 3 to 6. That's
Well,
Yeah.
that's kind of a big drop.
yeah, likely he's getting the ball a ton there. So, you know, it's pick your poison when you got two talented tight ends. You can't really have a lot of attention on both of them.
Yeah. As you said, that likely went from unranked to 5.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
My
And I
God.
think that offense is going to go more and more towards likely as Andrews continues getting older there too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Dallas Goddard went from 7 to 9, and Njoku went from 6 to 10. Well, he has 4 quarterbacks who can give him the ball this year. So
He,
we'll see that.
he
And
benefited 2 years ago greatly at the end of the season. When Joe Flacco came in, he just pounded it to Njoku every
Yeah.
game. Like the last 6 games of that season, Njoku put up monster numbers with Flacco pounding him the ball. So if Flacco starts again, Njoku might be a real good option in fantasy football. I'm not a big fantasy guy, but the track record is there, man. Flacco loves Njoku.
Yeah, that's where you have him on. Like you go get your other receivers, and then you throw him in that like flex spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
That way, when the next quarterback comes in and they just ignore that he's on the roster, it's easy to dump out.
Yeah,
So apparently, Shador is actually the 4th quarterback in rotation now. Apparently,
Yeah,
he's the
he
4th
has
guy.
been. Yeah,
Wow.
he has been.
I didn't even think. I thought it would be 3 at least. I didn't
No,
think
and
4.
it makes sense because
does.
we're not into we're not into any of the actual preseason work yet. Like this
Yeah.
is all just OTAs and stuff like that. So for him to be in the 4th spot makes sense because they're essentially ranking by what they gave up to get these people, right? So you need Flacco, right? Like you need that adult in the room because
Yeah.
everybody else is essentially a rookie, right? Like Pickett has been in the league for a couple of years, but
He's a Super Bowl champion.
he's
Kenny
Super Bowl
Pickett is a
champion,
Super Bowl champion.
but I mean, he still has a lot of rookie tendencies,
I know.
right?
Yeah.
So you want Flacco on this roster. Then you gave up a 3rd round pick, if I remember right, for Pickett, right?
Yeah.
You draft Gabriel with a 3rd, right? And so when you go get Shador, he's a 5th round selection. So you're essentially just ranking them based on how much it costs you to have these guys on your team.
Yeah.
So you want to have all of the expensive guys get some reps to know which one of those you're probably getting rid of because you're going to keep Shador because he was free, right? And unless somebody wants to give you something, like if somebody in camp gets some, a quarterback gets hurt or something like that, then maybe you get some trade value for it. I know Miami had a little bit of interest in Dylan Gabriel, which is hilarious when you think of how packed their quarterback room is at the moment. So it's just like, well, not even size wise. I'm just thinking of like, you already have Zach Wilson there. They have Ewers there. Tua's there. Like you just have another weird quarterback room like the Browns have at the moment. So I've said it before. I wish that there was a Hard Knocks for that quarterback room right now.
Yeah. Right.
I'd watch that. Like, I think Hard Knocks is generally kind of a terrible show, but that one right there, if they did one for that quarterback room for this preseason, it'd be amazing.
I think they're doing that with the NFC East this year. I think they're doing it with all 4 teams somehow.
They're doing the in season. I believe it's the in season.
Oh, yep. Okay. So yeah, we get to see more of the Giants' stupidity. All right, I'm fine with that. And actually, when that Shedeur Sanders rumor came out about, or not rumor, his quarterback role, he tweeted out, "Legendary."
I mean,
And that's exactly why you can't give him a higher spot on the roster yet. Because if there's a guy that's got an entitlement issue, then he is exactly that guy. So he's going to have to earn absolutely everything he gets. Otherwise, he's just going to be a complete nightmare.
Is this like the same thing as the Johnny Manziel thing, or no?
No. So Johnny, he's a different kind of train wreck, right? Like,
yeah.
Like
Johnny was that train wreck.
yeah. Like Shedeur at least likes football. Manziel likes to party, and then just was good at football. Yeah. And so that's a big difference. Shedeur wants to make it in the league. So, and I mean, outside of speeding tickets, he's actually been very quiet once he's got there, right?
Yeah.
Like, leading up, he was doing all the social media action and, all of that craziness, which great. That's how he built his brand. You making money on it. I'm not mad at it. But once he got in there and they're like, look, you got to earn this. He's actually been relatively quiet. So I mean, I can't really throw shade at that. But yeah, you're right. Manziel was a bum because he didn't want to work for
it. That's it. He didn't have the work ethic. He had the talent. He didn't have the size, but he had the talent.
You were the Heisman Trophy winner, right?
Oh yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, where is he now? Where is he now?
He was doing appearances and stuff. So I mean,
the what? I'm sorry,
like,
I didn't.
Appearances and
okay,
things like that. Yeah, because you gotta.
Yeah,
you still gotta make money. Still gotta make money, right?
Oh my God, I feel so bad for Cleveland Browns fans, and my friend is a diehard Cleveland Brown fan. So I'm like, he's actually in the network. I'm trying to get him back on the show again, but he's just like, I don't know what to say anymore. He's like, I really don't know. I give up.
He probably hated that news about Quinshon Judkins then, didn't he?
Yeah. I need to talk to him, but it's just crazy, this whole thing. So yeah, so Brock Bowers is number 1. I mean, not number 1 in my opinion. Of course, Blaze, you don't feel bad for the Cleveland Browns. You're a Steelers fan. Of course.
Attaboy, Blaze.
The only thing I ever felt bad for Browns fans, because it was just such a shady move by the NFL. Funny, but like shady, right? So they lose their team, they go to Baltimore, they get their expansion team back, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna put you in the same division as the team you lost, and they're gonna be good and then win a couple of rings in front of you. It's like, and I have a special place for that because as a Sonics fan, I just watched OKC win, and it just makes you want to put your middle finger up the whole time.
Yeah. So who is the number 1 tight end in the league? Because for me, it's not Brock Bowers. Is it Kittle? It's not Kelsey. Is it Kittle then? Who's the number 1?
I don't know that I have a clear number 1.
It's no clear number 1 now. That's the thing. There's no clear number 1 tight end.
I mean, because Kelsey, like that list would indicate, it fell off last year for sure. Who knows what he's going to be this year? I would bet that he's going to be better than he was last year, but who knows? Kittle also tough to say exactly what it's going to be. He might actually have a chance to be that number one because of what the 49ers had to do this offseason. Because of the way they got rid of some of their guys to clear cap space, he may get targeted more than he has in years past with Debo leaving and, some of those dynamics changing within that team, especially early in the season. He may get a lot of work.
Yeah. So, James, who do you think will be the number one?
Yeah, I kind of lean towards Kittle also on this, but that's just kind of my nature. I like the more well-rounded tight ends who aren't afraid to get dirty when in the blocking game too. In today's NFL, there's probably more value in the just pure receiving tight end, so I get it. But just what's always worked best for Pittsburgh has always been the guy that can do a little blocking on top of it too. So that's one thing I just really like about Kittle is, you give him an opportunity and he'll bury somebody in the ground in the run game. So I kind of love that about his game. While he's still very explosive as a receiver, it doesn't really seem like he's slowed down yet. So I'm curious to see how that goes for him in the next couple of years here as to whether that wall hits that usually hits for these tight ends where you just – 1 year you're all of a sudden 3 steps slower or what, it seems like that was Kelsey last year, and hopefully he can rebound from that because he's been so dominant as a receiving tight end for so long.
Yep.
But yeah, I love Kittle's game.
I'm with you. I like a tight end that can block, and more than anything, it creates some openings that a receiving tight end doesn't get, right? Like Jimmy Graham is a great example of a guy that just could not block, right? Yeah. As a receiving tight end, awesome, especially when you have Drew Brees thrown to you, right? But as soon as he went somewhere else, it didn't work, right? Because Brees is about as accurate as anybody has ever been. And as soon as you went and you needed off-schedule things from Russ, I think he went over to Green Bay for a minute too, to a Green Bay team that wasn't great, but he didn't get some of the openings that a guy like Kittle will have because you didn't have to respect him in the blocking game. Everybody was just like, yeah, I can run right by you. If this is a running play, you're a traffic cone basically. When it's Kittle, it can look like a running play and you have to pick him up because it looks like he's blocking, and then he can shed his block and he creates space in that way. And it's unfortunate that that's a little bit of a lost art because it creates, again, little gaps in the zone because it looks like you're actually going to block. And when you shed it, you're wide open. Nobody's on you.
Yeah. So for me, do I see Kittle as number one? I think I do. Just a matter of fact, Debo is gone. And Christian McCaffrey, if he's not as healthy, Kittle's going to get most of the looks again. So it depends on health of McCaffrey most of all. And then, for me, who's the next up? I'm not going to rank all of them. We'll be all here. We'll be here all day. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
I like Hutchinson's game, though. He seems pretty well-rounded.
Yes.
Yeah, I do too. Hutchinson, you said, or Hawkinson? I'm sorry.
Hawkinson, that's
Hawkinson.
what I'm
Okay. I was like, I did too. I was like, Hutchinson, ooh, Michigan. I love it. But yeah. Who's your guys' favorite tight end to watch when growing up all time? Who's your favorite tight end to watch? For me, it was Gonzalez. No, I think it was Gates for me. I think it was Antonio Gates, not much Gonzalez. I love Gates, man. He was big. Isn't he the all-time receiving for tight ends? Does he have the most yards all time?
I think so.
Gates? Yeah. Oh,
He's up there.
Yeah, I was going to say he's going to be right there for sure. Yeah, I'm with you. It was guys like Gates and stuff like that. I mean, they were so dynamic.
I think for me, Shannon Sharp really kind of changed things.
Yeah,
it was one of those first true receiving tight ends, but he could actually block too. So he was really fun to watch. I think the most fun one for me, who definitely was not a top tier tight end, was Eric Green for the Steelers. He was like 6'6", 300 pounds and playing like an extra offensive tackle out there. but he had real soft hands too. He was just a menace on the field. That's why it's so fun for me watching Darnell Washington, and I wish they'd use him more because it makes me reminisce of Eric Green and how tough it was for anybody to bring a guy that big down.
Yeah. So actually, the most receiving yards for a tight end all time goes to Gonzalez, then Witten, then Kelsey, then Gates. So
Oh, wow.
Gates is 4,
Yeah.
Sharp is 5, and Gronk is 6. So there's your top 6. Oh wow, Zach Ertz is 9.
Huh.
I'm actually kind of shocked by that. I'll take it. A
I'm
former
not.
Eagle. Hey.
Hey, I'm not so surprised that Ertz is on that list because in the prime of his career, he was fed the ball a lot.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he was the go-to. He was the security blanket at that point. So
He was. There was a year he was basically your primary. Like they
Yeah.
were just like
Yeah.
loading him up.
Yeah, he sent Deshaun Jackson deep. He'd take 2 people with him and open up the field, and Ertz would just dominate people.
yeah. And then Gronk at 6.
Yeah, Gonzalez. That actually makes sense.
Gonzalez, yeah. I love how it's 2 keeps. I just love that. And then Travis Kelce is not done. If the cards are played right, he could pass Witten this year. If the cards are played right.
You could do that.
I doubt it.
mean, Witten was a stud too.
Oh
Yeah. Yeah, I hated playing against him. I hated it. Against Witten all those years. Oh man, he used to kill my Eagles, bro.
See, there needs to be one more list on here, only because I see Jimmy Graham on the list. It needs to have a spot that says missed blocks. In case you want to lead something.
Yeah. Oh my, yeah. George Kittle is 13. How many more years he's got left?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would bet that he's got like probably 3 or 4 on because he's a couple years younger than Kelsey, I think.
Age. He's 31.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he should have a few good years left in him then.
Yeah, because I think he just signed his extension too. So I mean,
yeah. And with Debo going to Washington now, he's got all the time. He's the only option right now. It's him and McCaffrey if healthy. So cards are good for him.
They do have their really expensive receiver that did nothing.
Who was that again?
Ayuk.
Oh, where is he now?
He's still there.
On the IR.
I thought he got traded.
No, he just doesn't actually play football. But yeah, I mean, he got paid though.
Yeah, he did. Hey, let's not forget about Ricky Pearsall too, man. He's got a little bit of talent as long as he doesn't get shot again this year.
Yeah,
man. But yeah, based on that receiver room, Kittle's going to get a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm not a big fan of Brock Purdy though, throwing him the ball, but that's just me.
Well, no, you should be. You should be a big fan of Brock Purdy because he's going to need his outlet guy.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like he doesn't have that cannon arm, but he is pretty accurate. So he's going to find Kittle a lot.
For me, I'm an Eagles fan and I hate the Niners, so that's like another reason why.
I mean, fair enough, but so it's a bias thing, not an actual football thing. I got you.
Nah, it's a bias thing for me. It's a bias thing. So, James, I haven't talked to you in a while. How have the Steelers been doing the offseason right now since the last time you and I talked?
I mean, I don't know if we've talked since that big trade that they pulled for Minkah Fitzpatrick, Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all the talk in Pittsburgh, obviously. I don't think there was a single fan that wanted to see Minkah Fitzpatrick leave town. But the understanding from those who were plugged into the organization is that Pittsburgh felt like the drop-off in production from Minkah the last 2 years was a sign of more to come in the future, and they were worried that he wasn't going to rebound from it, in which case they thought that they should – not extend him when his contract was up, which was going to be after this upcoming season, and they just wanted to get whatever they could for him.
Yeah.
There was holes in the secondary. They only had 2 viable tight end options. So to be able to add some pieces in both of those rooms made a ton of sense.
Yeah.
So I was pretty concerned about the nickel corner position. It's been an issue since Mike Hilton left town. And that was a while ago now. That was like 4 or 5 years ago. So now they have a legitimate plan there, but there's also rumors that Jalen Ramsey is going to get a decent amount of time at free safety. So if he's one of those rare guys that can make the transition from corner to free safety and then still play at a high level at free safety, then you did a heck of a job in the trade.
Well, and he did some of that in college. Like he played free safety a fair amount. So, I mean, it's not like something he's never done.
Yeah.
It was one of those trades that you knew that it was not football stuff that made it happen. Right.
Yeah.
And you kept hearing about how Minkah was not necessarily happy there. Right. Which I think probably was a big piece of this. Money obviously is part of it too. But otherwise, when you look at it player for player, you're like, yeah, that doesn't move the needle at all. You're like, okay, you grabbed another tight end that you didn't really need one. You get a corner that can play free safety to get rid of a free safety. You're like, oh, so when you're looking at it on paper, you're like, oh, okay, so we made noise without actually doing anything. But if it's true that there was a little bit of toxicity attitude-wise, and you didn't want to pay him moving forward, it's like, okay, well, now this trade makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
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 And Vic said,
go ahead.
No, you can go.
And to me, like the Jonnu Smith was just kind of like the cherry on top, because they want to go tight end heavy. They want to run a lot of 2 tight end and 3 tight end sets. And I love Darnell Washington, but he just isn't like that explosive dude. If he can find space, he's going to make the catch. He's got reliable hands. He's an awesome blocker, but he really wasn't going to be that dude that you could expect 40 or 50 catches out of, most likely, as to where Jonnu Smith, coming off of his best receiving season of his career at this point. So if you can really utilize him and Freiermuth at the same time on offense, then you ought to be able to really spread out some defenses, which should open up a lot more room for the running game just by people having to account for those guys in the passing game. So I think that's the plan they're going with. We'll see how the execution is. That's everything, but I think the weapons are a lot better for what Arthur Smith wants to do with that offense than it was last year.
So, wait, he could end up playing wide receivers? Really? Okay.
He's got the skill set. He lines up a lot outside of the formation as like a slot receiver or external wideout. So I think that's kind of the hidden value, is that you're going to bring 3 tight ends onto the field, but then line him up outside as a wide receiver. And now the defense is kind of scrambling. Do we put a corner on him? Do we put a safety on him? Do we put a linebacker on him? You can cause some confusion and some mismatches, which it should get some favorable. Yeah, which should cause some more favorable matchups for Pat Freiermuth because of the attention that Jonnu Smith will demand, basically.
Okay. And James, apparently there's a TJ Watt like exploring trades. Is that actually happening?
What I'm hearing most recently, this is a report from Mark Boley, who used to report on the team, now works for Barstool Sports, but still does cover the Steelers for Barstool. He's hearing that they are kind of shopping around just to gauge interest from other people. I truly don't think that they're going to do that. I think that would be foolish if you're making these other moves in an attempt to try to have a lot of guys with experience that are still like in the last couple years of their prime of their career. Moving on from TJ, I feel like would be a huge move in the wrong direction. You'd have to get major compensation for it to make sense for me. And even then, like, TJ is really good against the run, and that was one of their worst areas last year. So you're going to have a massive downgrade on that side on run defense if you move on from him as well.
Yeah, this like accepting phone calls, kind of feeling it out, that sounds more like they're trying to figure out exactly what the dollar figure they're going to have to pay him is.
Yeah.
Right? That doesn't sound like, hey, we're actually going to trade him. Anytime they're like, oh yeah, we're kind of shopping around, it's like, yeah, you guys are looking for a price tag. Like,
Yeah.
you guys are gonna re-sign him. You're just trying to figure out how many zeros you have to have.
According to this show a few weeks back, apparently it's a lock for TJ Watt to end up in Philly. Hey, I'll take him. I'll take him next to Jalen Carter. Woo! I'll take that. What do you want, James? What do you want?
You just have to clear up
That is
30
hilarious.
million in cap space. That's all.
It's just 30 mil. It's
No.
just like, here's 30 mil. Bye.
Oh no,
Uh,
the price tag's 40 mil these days.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Bo, what about you and the Seahawks, man? Any thing going on off-season free agency so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because like there's so many moves at this point. I mean, the entire offense is mostly different. You have different receivers, different interior offensive linemen, different quarterback. Like it's gonna be very interesting. This could be an extraordinarily good team. Because similar to the Browns, they finally took care of the interior of the offensive line. In fact, their first overall pick was an interior offensive lineman that can play all 5 positions. So then when dudes get hurt, which our offensive line seems to get banged up every year now, he has the ability and had meaningful snaps in every single position. So I liked that pickup. That being said, was that an aberration? Was that just Darnold having one good season? Because a lot of quarterbacks, when you look at some of those mid-tier guys, they have that one breakout season and then that was it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that Darnold doesn't have the tools to do it again, but anytime he hasn't been protected in his career, he has not played all that well. Not to say that most people can play well when they're not protected, but he kind of takes a bigger drop off than a lot of other guys. So if they can keep him protected, I like the way that it's put together, right? You lose Lockett, but you get Kupp. Similar route runner, great hands, not mad at it. You lose DK, which I've been talking about them needing to trade that guy for 2 years. So, but then they go get MVS. And when you look at their catching style percentage, you look at the speed, it's a very similar guy, just without the after the play penalties, right? So you're just like, okay, JSN is your number one target. You got Cooper Kupp as your, security blanket, so to speak. And then MVS is your speed guy, right? Like he's only 4/10 faster than, 4/10 slower than DK. So he can stretch the field for you. And then, just like that, Darnold has to show it. We got to be able to see that he can do it one more time. It was as much as people hate on Geno, people just seem to overlook the fact that he was one of the most efficient guys in the league last year.
Yeah.
Behind the third worst offensive line. And he was the most hurried most of the season, right? Like you can say, oh, he didn't get sacked a lot. It's like, okay, so he was smart in the way he moved in the pocket. But when you look at the hurry numbers, he was one of the most, which means they were getting to him. He was just able to get the ball out. So, it's going to be interesting to see if Darnold can deal with that, because although they did address the interior of the offensive line, they're rookies.
Yeah.
I mean, linemen rookies don't always come in and make a splash, right? Like, so they get a lot of welcome to the NFL moments early on. So, the Seahawks are an absolute we'll see. Like, if they can protect Darnold, they can be a 10-win team. If they can't protect Darnold, they can be a 6-win team. So 6 or 7, they're playing the South. So, I mean, there's some built-in wins.
Yeah. And I'm with Arku here. I completely forgot that you guys had Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
I completely forgot. I'm like, oh, wow. I thought he was still on his last team.
Yeah, no, I mean, they have a good roster, and then they added another tight end to be opposite of Fant. So, I mean, like, they have dudes. You still have Walker and Charbonnet. The offense is set up as long as Darnold has protection, because we've seen Darnold, when he's protected, can ball out.
Mm-hmm. We did see that. Now, for my Eagles, the last move we made is that we traded Bryce Huff to the 49ers for some draft picks. And actually, he said in an interview or on a podcast that he actually wanted to be traded a while ago. And he just didn't feel fit in here. It was too packed for him to actually do anything. So he was actually mentally checked out. And then he just wanted to get out of there. So another Eagles player wanted out because of mental, because of all that stuff. So another one couldn't handle Philly. So it's just like another one.
Not for everyone.
Yeah.
No, it is not. But hey, so we're gonna close this a bit early. But before we go, James, I want to show you something here, man. So I went on to ChatGPT and I've been start making logos and stuff,
Okay.
which is actually really cool. And let me know what you think, dude.
Oh, that's neat. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want it, I'll DM it to you and Cody. And if you guys want it, take it. If you don't, by all means, it's all good.
I appreciate it, man. That's nice.
Of course. Bo, I'll make one for you and send it to you later on today.
All right.
So,
Yeah,
all right,
I'll probably see it tomorrow. I heading from this to Seattle. Got another Storm game tonight.
Nice.
Oh, nice. How is that going?
Man, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting to it's. I got to give the Storm a lot of praise in the way that, although I'm a microscopic fish in the media pond, they have me at the main media tables. They're not throwing me up in the rafters or anything. So I've been down there with like the Seattle Times and Fox, and so I mean, so when you're sitting there at those tables, you're like, yeah, I'm like the least qualified person here. But it's been very cool. And so, yeah, I've been in all the press conferences and they let me, get onto the court and do the promos and all that. So, I mean, it's been a blast. It's been a blast.
That is
awesome.
great. Are you going to do like every home game or like every once in a while? Yeah.
No. I'm there for every home game. And then they're actually letting me Zoom call into the press conferences when they're away. So,
okay. Yeah.
I get to be very involved, which is very cool. So yeah, shout out to the Seattle Storms. Awesome.
Yeah.
Very
Like
cool.
my guys over at Streampunk, for soccer, they get a lot of their credentials over there. So they have like the union and all that stuff. So it's just like the internet's taking over. Like podcasts on YouTube, it's just like taking over everything. It's just crazy. Like
unless it's the NFL, they don't do quite as much. They are a big fan of legacy media.
That is true. Same with NBA. Same with NBA too.
Yeah, MLB, very similar.
Yeah.
Those guys are not big in letting small guys in. So, I got to keep grinding on them.
Yeah. Right. It's crazy where the time has gone. When I think it was, what was it? The Bengals were in the Super Bowl. Was that again? Who was that against again? When the Bengals were in, was that you guys or no? No, that wasn't. That was against the Rams. That was against the Rams.
Yeah, those Rams.
And I was in another network where over Zoom, because it was during COVID, we had a chance to interview these guys, and I had a chance to interview Van Jefferson. That was my favorite one, honestly. Who was that guy from Jersey that kept on getting beat in the corner? He kept on getting blown by.
For Cincy or for the Rams?
I think it was since. Was it?
You're talking about Apple.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Apple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I interviewed him. He just shoved me to the side, dude. He shoved me from the side. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, we're from the same area, man. Damn. Yeah, I know a couple of our crew. I know a couple like Sixer stuff. So yeah. Make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe. James, what you guys got coming up, man?
Next couple of weeks will be shows I will not be on. I'm taking a vacation for the first time in like 3 years.
Sweet.
So
Where you going?
Still be going to Virginia. The girlfriend's sister lives there. We're gonna go hang out with her for a week and just do tourist crap, and I'm all in. I can't wait.
Nice.
Nice. We're not
Been too
not even
long.
going to do a show. We're not even going to do a show next week because I'm not here. I'm going to be on. I'm going down the shore to the Jersey Shore, so I'm not even going to be here next Sunday. Bo, what about yourself? What are you guys coming up?
Obviously going to the game tonight, and then I might be in Philly in August. So I might be there for the Mariners Phillies series.
Woo!
You're going to link up with the Philly sports guy?
Yeah, I'm actually going to stay at his house. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, oh wow. All right. With that being said, guys, you would see me live later on today for the Phoenix Suns Atlanta Hawks Summer League game, and then WWE PLE tonight, Evolution. So 2 more things for me. But with that being said, we'll catch you all. We'll catch you all soon, guys. Peace. Have a good one.
Peace.